Got defeat at Roots Hall. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, we just had a good chat there. It's difficult to put your finger on it because I'm going to protect the group a little bit. I think we need to give them a little bit of help. I think it's not a lack of effort. They come in every day, they train well. I want them all to do well, but they're not doing well enough at the moment. So it's difficult. It's difficult for them because, like I said, it's not a lack of effort. But at times we looked, we defend like desperate defending. We look wide open. Look, we've had a horrendous 7 days. Been beaten by Southport, and then we lost the Derby game, and then we've been beaten here tonight. And look, this is a tough place to come. Once they got there, again for us, I thought there wasn't much in the game first half, but we can't quite sustain it. We've got a few lads running on empty, I would say. They're bringing on lads. The quality they're bringing on, it just made it difficult for us. But look, we can't shy away from the fact that we've created very little in the last 3 games, and we've conceded some really sloppy goals. So we've just been really open and honest as a group. Everyone at the football club here is paid to win games, and we'll get there. But there needs to be a little bit of honesty, a little bit of constructive criticism where people don't take things the wrong way just because their egos have been bruised. We need to go right back to basics because we need that feeling that we had a week or so ago at Boston. It's amazing because you go back to that and you're 5 games unbeaten in December. The lads were doing brilliant, but this week's been bad, and it's just caught up with 1 or 2.
Are you disappointed with the way that in that second half we conceded so many so quickly, and the game very quickly became out of sight for us, similar to how it did against Aldershot? Yeah,
of course. Look, brilliant timing for them. But everything you say at half-time gets undone straight away. You need to stop crosses against Southend. They're really good at getting balls wide. They stretch us down the left. They've got some brilliant players, good technicians. I was disappointed with the goals. They'll be really pleased with theirs, and we'll have a look at ours and be as equally disappointed as they'll be happy, because look, we still had some chances in the game, didn't we? But we're fashioning them out of just, I would say, hard work and endeavour rather than any moments of real quality. I thought we need to. This has obviously been a work in progress since I've come in. I think we had a real spike initially. Then we were poor for a period. I think we were brilliant then through December, and then the last week, has been really poor. And we need to add to the group. We need to add to the group to help them.
Yeah, bringing on those substitutions. How do you think they got on, and what you were hoping they would impact the game?
Well, it's a tough to put them on in that. We're putting them on. I can't be critical really, because we're putting them on in a game that's pretty much done. Obviously, we took off Jordan Cousins, sort of pre-planned up to a point, just because of his just coming back from an injury. So I can't be critical of. Not going to be critical of any individuals whether they started or didn't. I don't think it's the right time for that. We just said that to them in there. That, we'll do that we'll watch the game back properly, not just this one, but the last week's games, and then we'll have a proper constructive meeting about it on Thursday.
Yeah, a long way on a Tuesday night for the 30-odd EC fans that made the trip. What message have you got for them?
Yeah, look, they were brilliant again, and They just always are. They'll be here long after me and these players, but we do appreciate them. Like you said, it's a long way. It's a great football club, and why wouldn't you want to travel to Southend and come and support your team? It's a good thing to do. We're not giving them as much at the moment to cheer about as we were, but we know they're still with us. You wouldn't know that we'd been beaten twice going into this game. I thought they carried a really good voice, and obviously we really appreciate it. And we've just got to get to a point now where we become harder to beat and more threatening at the other end, and it's not too hard to do. There's some quality in that changing room. But again, it's chalk and cheese, isn't it, when we spoke after the Boston game and we were speaking tonight. So, look, we can't get too carried away one way or the other. I think that's maybe been a fault of us as a group, particularly some of the players. We just discussed it then. Did we think we cracked it after December? I don't think so. There's a long way to go, and if we're not careful, we're going to be in a sticky situation. So we need to make sure that we get back to some basics on Thursday.
Is that what the focus will be in between now and Halifax on Saturday? Just getting back to basics, getting back on the training ground and doing the simple things right?
Yeah, look, we train well. The lads are set up well. And like I said, for periods of that game today, we were good. We just haven't been able to maintain it sustain it for long enough periods to beat a team like Southend. So that is where we are at the moment. I was more pleased tonight than I was in the previous two games, given the challenge and who we had out as well. But essentially we go away with nothing other than hopefully something that might turn into a turning point.
Cheers.
Cheers.